Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is your match preview for Burnley versus Chelsea at Turf Moor. Yes, we've got to go over to bloody Burnley and hopefully we get a win, because going to Burnley, you could rock up with the best team on the planet and you could still lose 1-0. It's just because it's Burnley. It is what it is. This is why tomorrow I wouldn't be shocked if Burnley put in a masterclass, a Sean Dyche masterclass, and picked up 3 points. I wouldn't be shocked, but we have to do everything we can to get a win tomorrow. And we have to, because the dynamic of the club has changed. It's changed. Everything is up in the air now. Everything's uncertain. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. I ain't said that in a while. But especially around one piece of news that I want to share with you before we get into tomorrow's game. Now, before I do, I want to let you know this video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. Make sure you download the OneFootball app for all of your footballing needs, all of your latest news, including what I'm about to tell you, and all sorts that's happening, not just at Chelsea, but in the football world. Your fixtures, results, schedules, player stats, team stats, whatever, it's in the OneFootball app. So make sure you hit that link in the description. Download the app now and enjoy. Let's get into this. I was going to give you guys a video yesterday, and two reasons. I didn't have time, but that's only because I wanted to go into detail. And I thought, let's check what's going to happen now post-Roman Abramovich. And once he sells the club, which is going to happen very soon, it's looking like, with all possibility, this weekend against Burnley could be the last game of the Roman Abramovich era. It could be. And how fitting, eh? Away at Burnley. It's typical. But there was news about Marina. Is she going to be leaving? Bruce Buck, is he going to be leaving? And I thought, you know what? We haven't got anything that's concrete. I'm going to wait. Until we get concrete news, I'm going to wait. Well, talking about who is interested in buying Chelsea, over the last 24 hours, we've had quite a few prospects. Let's say prospects. We've had that Wiss guy who's a Swiss 86-year-old who says he's not going to come by himself and he's not even going to run the club. He just wants to invest. But he might be coming over with... Who is it? Is it Koha? If I've said the name correctly, I haven't actually gone and tried to find out. But I think he's part owner of the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers over in the States. And he's going to be part of that consortium over with Wiss. And there might be about another 6 or 7 investors involved in that consortium. Everything about that makes me just go, hell no. Hell no. We don't want an 86-year-old, right, as an investor. I mean, let's have it right. With all due respect, he might not have long left, you know, and that's just being real. We would like someone that's going to have some sort of youthful, prospect to buying a club, having some longevity. But not just that, the consortium, I mean, part owner of the Dodgers, I mean, no, that's everything I don't want. When I look at Kroenke, I'm just like, no. I don't want any American sport owners, no. Aside from that consortium, it's a possibility. Still, they're probably seen as the front runners right now. But we have had Roman Abramovich, or one of his team, I think a spokesman or someone, actually come out and say that they're going to be paying attention to who they sell to. They want to make sure that the club is given in the right hands. And it's not just given to someone with the most money. They're not after the highest bidder. They're after someone that's going to come in and take the club forward. So that's good. Now, one other name that's been popping up is Lutfi Mansour. Lutfi Mansour, who is an Egyptian, who apparently is a season ticket holder. Well, his team or spokesman or whoever has spoken about this potential bid. And let's get into it. So this is the latest. Lutfi Mansour, the spokesman of Lutfi Mansour, has said, in light of the recent media speculation, we want to make it clear that we are not pursuing a bid for Chelsea Football Club at this time. So he is out of the running. And that is made official. Aside from that, there's also Jim Ratcliffe. His name popped up a few years ago after Roman was pretty much kicked out of the country. If you remember, when he couldn't be given a visa anymore, there was interest from Jim Ratcliffe, who's British born, a wealthy person, has been a season ticket holder of Chelsea. It's funny, quite a few of these people have been season ticket holders. It's hilarious. But yeah, he was interested. Now his name has been put into the running. However, there has been reports that he's pulled out as well. So we're left with, few and fewer options as time goes on. However, there is one name that's popped up out of nowhere today. And I'm going to share this with you because this caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting this. But all I'm going to say is, people, get the doner kebabs ready. Get the doner kebabs ready. Let's check this out. So, we go into this. Turkish businessman MUHSIN Bayrak in negotiations to purchase Chelsea from Roman Abramovich. The article goes on to say Turkish businessman MUHSIN Bayrak claims to be in negotiations with Roman Abramovich's lawyers to purchase Chelsea Football Club. After listing Chelsea for sale on Wednesday, Abramovich has already had plenty of interest as well as bids for the club as his 19-year run as owner comes to an end. Chelsea had received interest from Switzerland, USA, and now Turkey, with Bayrak appearing to be joining the race to take over the reins at Stamford Bridge. Bids will be accepted by the American merchant bank, the Rain Group, until March 15th, as they set a deadline, but they insist the sale will not be rushed through. We are not going to rush anything. It is very important that Chelsea have the right owner to guide the club forward. Now, for those that don't know the Rain Group are the group that Roman Abramovich has given responsibility to manage this entire sale of the club. So they are running the sale, basically. They're the ones that are going to make this sale happen. But as they've already said, it's important for them to know who is going to come in, and it's not just for the highest bidder. Roman is clearly interested about the welfare of the club and how the club moves forward without him. Let's keep reading. So that's the image right there of the Turkish businessman, Bayrak. If we keep reading, as quoted by Turkish outlet Yeni Safak, Bayrak said, "We are negotiating the terms of the purchase of Chelsea with Roman Abramovich's lawyers. We are in the negotiation phase for the signatures. We will fly the Turkish flag in London soon." He added, Roman Abramovich has confirmed that he will sell Chelsea, which he bought in 2003, on the club's official website. Our holding lawyers and Roman Abramovich's lawyers have been in touch since the first day Chelsea entered the sales process. The negotiation process has come to an end, and we are planning to sign soon. This sale is also very important for Turkey. So for him, it's a deal done, mate. It's pretty much finished at this rate. Is it a done deal? Anyway, we'll wait and see. Who is the Turkish businessman? MUHSIN Bayrak. Bayrak is the chairman of the board of AB Group Holding, who has investments in crypto money, construction and energy sectors. His net worth is currently unknown. They are based in Istanbul and operate in several European countries and are preparing to enter England and specifically London. So it's getting tasty. It's getting tasty now. This Turkish businessman apparently has it all wrapped up. Now, if that's the case or not, I genuinely don't know. I've heard one report, which I don't know if it's completely genuine, so don't hold me to it, but apparently his net worth is in the region of 11 billion. Now, look, if you can afford to buy Chelsea and you have money there, I don't care how much your net worth is. It could be 1, 10, 15, actually not 1. One's too low. I've got to be realistic here. If it's, flipping, I don't know, 6, 7, 10, 8, 100 billion, I don't care at that point. If you have enough money to put into Chelsea, that's all I'm concerned about. But this businessman, I found an article from last year about this guy. Check this out. Turkish businessman eyes Kamala Harris's flat. Now, Kamala Harris is the vice president of the United States at the moment. But this article says MUHSIN Bayrak, chairman of the board of directors of AB Group Holding, aspires the 160 square meter flat of the US vice president Kamala Harris, which is on sale in Washington, D.C., the capital of the US. Bayrak has already made an offer to buy the USD 2 million worth apartment. Invested in construction and energy, Bayrak also neighbours with Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos, if I've completely destroyed that name, I'm sorry, Mitsotakis in Athens. Speaking to TR Monitor, MUHSIN Bayrak said that he got information on Kamala Harris's house after he saw the relevant news when he was in search of an apartment in the US with this family. In this context, a bid has already been delivered to a real estate agent. And this goes on to talk about all sorts in terms of how he was interested in that apartment. But it goes on to about him and his
company, the boss of AB Group Holding, MUHSIN Bayrak, is a founder of multinational holding who invests in the fields such as housing and energy in the country and abroad. Carried out 200 projects in the construction sector, Bayrak attracted attention with construction projects he completed within 10 months in Greece. Constructed a marina in Athens. Bayrak also built and operates a biomass power plant running with agricultural residues in Greece. Moreover, he has diversified investments in France and the United States. Preparing for construction of ultra-luxury houses similar to the city of Miami in the US and the marina in Bodrum, Bayrak has 2 separate housing projects in Istanbul. Bayrak has recently striven to create a cryptocurrency stock exchange, who also plans to launch coin with his group's name to be used in purchase and sales transactions on the mentioned stock exchange. He goes in, honestly, this whole article talks about him as a person, and that was from, was it April last year? April the 14th, 2021. Unbelievable. And there was also this article in Turkish about a potential negotiation with Roman Abramovich from 2 days ago. So, could we be starting to serve doner kebabs in the concourse at Stamford Bridge? Maybe. And you know what? I'm all for it, because the food at the bridge isn't good enough as far as I'm concerned. And if we could up the standard a bit, that would be great. But look, that's the latest. The latest is, obviously, there are all sorts of names that are linked with buying Chelsea Football Club. But this intrigues me. Why? Because the Turkish people love football. Love football. You see Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Besiktas, you know, all sorts of these teams and their atmospheres. And I mean, Graham Souness will tell you himself, when he went to manage Fenerbahce, was it Fenerbahce or Galatasaray? I forgot, but he put the flipping flag in the middle of the pitch and they wanted to kill him. Like, they take it personally over there. So I heard this. He's under the radar. He's not very known. Obviously, he'll be tested and checked, and the whole background will be checked by the Premier League and the FA tests that the owners and directors have to do. But yeah, Turkish, has money, has his own investment, has seemed to build himself up on his own. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So we'll wait and see what happens. But that's the latest in the negotiation news around Chelsea Football Club and Roman. Now, into tomorrow's game, I know there's going to be some sort of instability. Thomas Tuchel's already mentioned about how the atmosphere at Chelsea's been a little bit up in the air. They knew what was going on, but everyone takes it their own way. Hopefully, it's not going to affect them going into this game against Burnley. In the league, we have to be honest, we haven't been great. In the cups, we've been fantastic. We've won, the Club World Cup. Yes, we lost the final against Liverpool. We had that dead and buried at one point. We really should have won it, but we went all the way to penalties, so it happens. Champions League, we're doing well. But the league, we've been struggling. Hopefully tomorrow, we can start picking up some form in the league and we can keep our position, because I think that's the max that we can do. We can maybe try and chase for second, but Liverpool and City are going to be fighting for the league title, so we might as well just let them go at it. Anyway, for tomorrow though, injury news, it seems like everyone except Azpilicueta is actually going to be available. And Ben Chilwell, of course, who we know is already out for the season. So bearing that in mind, everyone's available, including Reece James. So, going into who I think should start tomorrow, a couple of things might need to change. Let's get into it. So, starting off in goal, without question, it has to be Edouard Mendy. Now, he hasn't played since his masterclass against Liverpool. That masterclass against Liverpool has honestly confirmed to me that he is one of, if not the best goalkeeper on the planet right now. And honestly, I say that with chest. You want to fight me? Fight me. Honestly, at that rate, he is honestly the reincarnation of Petr Cech at this rate, and could be more. Who knows? He's young. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? So, Edouard Mendy's to start off in goal. I would go with a back three. Yes, I would. Now, some will say you're playing Burnley. They're going to be defensive. There's no need. You never know against Burnley, but ultimately, because of one position, I feel like it might be best to go back. So, I would go Christensen, Antonio Rudiger, Thiago Silva. Now, some would say play Chalobah instead of Christensen. I'm all for it. Yes, he's trained. He did have stitches, though. He had stitches in his groin area. And for any male that's watching, I mean, Thomas Tuchel said after that game that he needed surgery in the dressing room immediately. If you're a man, you'd understand exactly what's going on. And that will make your stomach feel a little bit funny. You know the feeling, yeah. So, look, I don't want to force him back. Mate, let that heal. Let it heal. So, for me, Christensen. But if Chalobah can play, Chalobah can play. Against Liverpool, he was fantastic. And he went all the way. So, fair play to him. But that would be the back three. I would go, welcome back. Welcome back. For the first time, I am putting him back in my starting 11. Mr. Reece James, welcome back. It's been a long time coming. A long time, man. Reece James back in the fold. So he starts without question. Hopefully we can get back to our old ways. And I would have to go Alonso. Now, we slate Alonso. We criticise him from time to time. Against Liverpool, he had Mo Salah in his pocket. He honestly did. Fair play. Alonso in that game against Liverpool, fantastic. Fantastic. Didn't set a foot wrong. So, yeah. Look, as long as he can put in performances like that on a regular basis, in this system with Reece James on the other side, hopefully Alonso back in his wing-back position, will be able to give us something. Malang Sarr, we know, can't play wing-back. Chilwell's out. We don't have anyone else, so Alonso's going to be the man. So that is what I would do anyway. We'll see what happens. Kante and Kovacic would be the midfielders for me. Now, fair play Jorginho, even after he came on, and the games that he's played against Liverpool and whatnot, he done well. He was distributing the play. We looked a little bit more open. We looked a little bit more diverse in the way that we were playing. So that was great. But ultimately, against Burnley, who we all know they're going to be focusing on physicality. They're going to be focusing on that counter-attack. Kante and Kovacic need to be the guys on the pitch to stop that from happening in the middle. So, in midfield. So, those two for me have to be on. Kovacic has been sublime. Kante has picked up form. He's looking a lot better than he was previous. So, fair play to N'Golo Kante. Now, in terms of the front three, we know that Mr. Ziyech is back. He's ready. He's injury-free. He can play. So, he starts. Simple as that. Ziyech is the first name here. Ziyech starts. On the other side, on the left, I would go with Christian Pulisic. We've obviously seen what's happened over the last couple of games. Ultimately, the last game, Callum Hudson-Odoi, man, not looking good enough. He's just not looking good enough. And it's not a case of, he's played badly. He's just not looking good enough. He's looking quite basic. Nah. Pulisic in that game against Lille, we saw what he was like. Brilliant. Even against Liverpool, was looking quite solid. So look, Pulisic in his position. Everyone wants him to be played in his position. Play him in his position. On the left-hand side, he's got that all day long. And up front, I would bring back Kai Havertz for this one. Kai Havertz, because look, ultimately, Burnley are going to be playing quite defensive. Burnley are going to be playing quite, I think they're going to be playing with a low block. I think it would be wise to have Kai Havertz, who we know can link, is mobile, is quick on his feet, relatively quicker than anyone else we have, and I feel like can produce a goal out of nothing sometimes. So you know what, Kai Havertz up top, hopefully there to link up with Ziyech and Pulisic in a similar fashion to how the Lille game, where we saw Lille were at times quite reserved, playing quite low, focusing on the counter. Burnley, I think, are going to approach it in the same way. That front three against Lille worked very well. Hopefully it will work against Burnley. So that is my reasoning. That is why I would do that. And ultimately, that is the direction I think Thomas Tuchel's going to go in. So for me, look, that would be my starting 11. Now, in terms of a score prediction, I'm going to keep it narrow. It's Burnley. As I said, anything can happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Burnley won 1-0 tomorrow. I wouldn't. It's Burnley. Weghorst FC. That's the name that Mark Goldbridge is completely traumatized by, thanks to his FIFA series. Now he's joined Burnley in real life. He probably doesn't want to see him in his life ever again. So look, Burnley, anything can happen. I am going to go Burnley 1, Chelsea 2. I'll give that little bit of respect to Burnley because they're at home. And as I've said, anything can happen with Sean Dyche FC. They might score. But I think we should be okay. So I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. We pick up 3 points. Thank you very much. Bob's your uncle. We see you later. There we are. But let me know what you think in the comment section below about everything I've discussed today. The potential owners, all the latest news. How do you see it going? Where do you want to see it go? And what do you think about this Turkish owner who is interested in Kamala Harris's house? Or who bought it anyway. MUHSIN Bayrak. What do you think about MUHSIN? Let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions on that one and if you think it's actually going to go through or not, because he seems relatively confident. So let me know your thoughts, and also about Burnley, your starting 11, your score predictions. I'd love to know in the comments. Let me know below. Thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Make sure you're here for the watch long tomorrow. 3 o'clock kickoff UK time. So make sure you're here for that. I will start from 2:30, and then ultimately after the game, I'll give you my thoughts in my post-match review. So I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.